Okay, so welcome everybody to this masterclass. I'm really excited to be with you today and to share this knowledge, especially at this special time which we are all facing. This really tough time, but again, this tough time, there are many different opportunities that actually are going into that we have also in the midst of all this adversity. And my intention is to your customer even at this time. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, they
Okay.
can. I just muted everyone.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. So yes, so this is masterclass is going to last an hour, between an hour and an hour and a half, depending on how, how many questions and how interaction we have. And thank you, Steve, for hosting this webinar. So it's my pleasure to be here today. So what I think is the world needs much more leaders that today than before, because here is an opportunity actually for all of us who are in business to press this reset button and really examine what we've been doing for the past few years and really recalibrate what we've been doing. I also think that we can realize a bigger purpose, everybody of us. This is what I always say to people when I do talk or webinars or any kind of training. We all have a bigger purpose in life. So, and sometimes, we don't feel that, and we can now feel that, this is the time for us to really step up to our purpose, whatever purpose that is for you in your business or in your life. And we have our ability to empower our clients with all our skills, everything that we have in our community. At the moment, you all know that so many people are stepping up to empower the community and share actually their knowledge, their skill, their gift, anything actually that is required in the community today in this tough time. And then people around us, so we can share whatever gift we have with people around us, and whether it's in life and in business. And it is our responsibility for each of us, I believe, to use what we have as passion, what we have as skills and talent also to help everybody. So a lot of people are volunteering or giving their time for different things. And this is the perfect time actually for each of us to step up to what actually we are meant to be actually in here in life. And no matter how small, I always say that to people, no matter how small or big that we have achieved, we all have something to share. And it might not feel like it sometimes, but I'm going to go through the content with you in a moment, and you're going to see that you have much more to share than you believe if you feel that you don't have anything to share yet. So as I say, now is the time to really inspire others with what we have and make a bigger impact. And also, for the purpose of today, is really also becoming a recognized authority in your industry. Whatever you are doing with the content that you are sharing, you can step up to be recognized as a leader in your industry. And that can happen with a strong content strategy that I'm going to teach you today. So let me actually use my full screen for this one. Okay, so now I'd like to know who you are and why you are here today. Can you type in the chat box who you are and why you are here today? What actually you are trying to learn today? Just take a few moments and type in the chat who you are and what you are trying to learn today, so then I can perhaps customize what I have in store for you. can't see the chat. Steve, can you see the chat?
Yeah, I can see the chat.
Yeah.
Can you
read? Can you read that for me, please?
Yes, from Nicola Price to everyone. Hi, I'm Nicola and I work at Fulham Palace. I'm curious to see what people are finding works well and what doesn't work. Recommunications at the moment.
That's cool. Well,
and Francine, when I minimize the whole screen, I got the chat box on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side. So possibly if you minimize your screen, you might see it.
Yeah, I might have to minimize my screen actually. I wanted to go full screen with this.
Yeah, no, the PowerPoint screen's fine. It's just the whole Zoom screen. The whole Zoom screen. Can you make that smaller?
Okay. Oh yes, I got the chat box now. Okay, yeah. Okay, super. So Nicola, yes, work in Fulham Palace. Curious to see what people are finding works well, doesn't work well. Recommunication at the moment. Okay. When you say that you are looking to see what people are finding works well, is it for yourself or are you trying to, can you elaborate a little bit more of what you're actually trying to find out? Because this is about you being able to create a good content strategy. So wanting to know more about what is good content and engagement. Okay, that's Steve. So, and info is Toby, right? Toby for Crew Energy. We are launching our first community share offer this summer, and we will like ideas for outreach. Great. Without holding physical event, that will be super. That will be covered. Deidre, founder of the CV Space, just relaunching. What are you relaunching? Just relaunching with a new organization and don't want to push too hard about getting new CVs out, but want to let people know we are here to support and provide service. That's perfect. Jill, Living Food for Health. I'm interested to see what else one can learn, especially at the moment. Go. Nicola, I manage the communication at FP, so looking at content both for our social channel website, so as well as content for volunteers. Super. This is the right place. You are really in the right place, and then we're going to cover the whole content strategy and how to make sure that whatever content that you are offering match totally the customer or the audience that you are looking to target. Great. So let me go back to full screen now. So actually, yes, so I've asked you already why this topic is important to you. I think that this is a great thing that actually it is, you know, your objective is great. What you are looking to do is cool. So now, tell me if anything is stopping you at the moment, if you have anything stopping you at the moment to share your expertise online. I went back again to full screen and I can't see any of those. Are you typing something? Steve, can you see any answer there?
No, not yet. I'm just putting something up. But
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what is stopping you right now to create any content online? I still can't see anything, but.
So, yeah, I've just put up there, some people don't want to look stupid. Alex has put up Wandsworth Oasis just tuning in out of interest to hear ideas and keep her mind active during this time. And I put up there, not sure what people want to see.
Okay.
Nicola's put up there, main blocker is making sure we get the tone right, especially as everything is changing so much at the moment.
Okay, good. Okay, so actually, so here is what we're going to cover in the agenda. So that's good to understand what actually is stopping you actually not moving forward with online content. Actually, we're going to see the three key factors to succeed online and the 5 pillars to create a winning content strategy. And then I'm going also to share with you an opportunity to go next to the next step if you are looking to really take that to the next level. And my objective by the end of this workshop or masterclass is to be in a position to craft a content strategy to help you stay top of mind of your customer and to grow your business, attract the right talent, and achieve your business goals. That's the whole point. So the rule of engagement, this is going to be 90 minutes or less, as I said earlier. It's going to be interactive, as you see earlier, because I'm going to ask questions. So it's going to be good for me to know what actually you are thinking of, so then I can tailor the content. There will be also some paradigm changing, because some of the notion that I may tell you may push perhaps or go against perhaps what you believe. So that is great. And then you're also going to be able to download this slide at the end of this webinar. So who am I? So I'm a product of 3 culture. So as you can hear from my accent is French. This is because I'm born in France and I was raised in Lomé, and where my parents come from, which is Togo. And I've been living in London for the last 15 years. And I'm digital strategist. So this is what I do. So I'm an author, and I wrote a book called Personal Branding in the Digital Age: How to Become a Non-Expert, Thrive, and Make a Difference in a Connected World. I am a speaker, I am a podcaster, I have a podcast called Meaningful Work, Meaningful Life Podcast. So if you go on online, you can check that on iTunes, Spotify, or whatever app that you use for your podcast. And I'm also a business mentor. So I mentor businesses in their strategy to really get their communication and their marketing right, but also their business model. And I'm also a tech advocate. I'm part of the London Tech Advocates, which is a community of tech people in London who are looking actually to spread technological knowledge, because my background is in technical. I have graduated in computer science many moons ago, where I used to work for a big multinational, head of information systems, and I led all kind of IT projects and things like that. But my passion is really to share my knowledge, to share my digital skills with people at the moment. We know that right here in Britain, only in the UK, more than 11 million people don't have basic digital skills. So I'm passionate about empowering people to have the basic digital skills to really function in life, because we are now in the digital world. And it's like in the past when we didn't know how to write or read. This is exactly the same thing. So online has its rules. There are good way or bad way of doing things. So you definitely need to learn how to use the digital tools, all the digital tools that are out there. And especially as you see in this time that we are, not knowing digital skills is a big headache to people who don't understand how digital works. So my passion is really empowering people with the digital skill. And actually, I used to work for corporate world for more than 15 years, until I left my corporate job back in the city in 2008 to start my own consultancy called Nucleus of Change. So that's 12 years ago. And my aim at the time was actually to take my time back, to have the freedom of time, freedom of movement, because I have chosen to have this lifestyle that today people are finding finally that this is a lifestyle where you can work from anywhere at any time. This is what I've been doing for the last 12 years, working from anywhere, anytime, whether I travel in the world or I'm in London. It doesn't really matter where I am, I can still work. But when I left my corporate job back in 2008, coming from a corporate job and having all the resources that I had, and becoming now a small business owner myself, an entrepreneur, I really struggle to get clients, because knowing what you know how to do your craft is totally different from getting clients. So this is what I experienced back in 2008. And then obviously the recession strike at the time. And then what I did is that I've pivoted rather than helping corporate and who have really frozen their budget. I started to help smaller business owners. And then I got passionate about helping business owners. And I found that they also struggle with the exact same thing. That means getting clients, getting themselves visible out there. And this is how I really actually got really to understand how marketing works from the ground root level, not for the academic level, what we learn in textbook in our master's degree. This is not very useful when you're on the ground. You need to really take this ground up approach rather than the top down approach that we learn when we do those consultancy kind of master's degree. So this was a long discovery for me, and this is what actually prompted me to write my book, actually called Personal Branding in the Digital Age, where I have outlined the 7 steps to really master the online and create your online presence. So as a personal person running a business. And then the 7th step is 1, know yourself. 2nd, know your expertise. Know your expertise. 3rd is know your audience. 4th is list your niche. 5, control your image. 6, connect with empathy. This at the moment is so right to connect with empathy. And 7 is build your community. So those 7 steps are what I actually describe in the book. And that is what I actually teach. And the content strategy that I'm going to teach you today actually is coming from the pillar number 6. Connect with authenticity. Is all about connecting with your audience and connecting with all the people that you care about. So here I have really more than 25 years of experience in IT, as I say, but also in change management. Back in 2008, when there was recession, I used to lead leadership series and helping people understanding the process of change and how to deal with the change for themselves, because at the time also people lost their jobs. So it was a very hard time also, but not quite as what we are really living today. So I was leading all those series and helping people to understand the process of change, to really process what was going on. So I'm also do a lot of business coaching and marketing communication, but I'm also a trained journalist. So I belong to the National Union of Journalists here in London. So although I don't really practice as journalist, I always include what I learn as journalist in what I do as well. So this is who I am. And so in the last few years, I've been working a lot internationally. I was telling you, I did travel quite a lot. Now I don't travel a lot, but I still work from my computer. So I did travel in all across the world. So it's in Africa, in Europe, in US, and all across the world to really teach people, whether it was in speaking engagement or doing workshops and training to people. And even here in the UK, I also teach at Kensington and Chelsea, where I used to live before I came in this borough, to teach these digital skills to people. So so why I'm here? I'm here specifically, as I'm saying, because I am on a mission. I am on a mission to empower entrepreneurs, individuals to be leading voices in their fields, to earn more money and make a difference in the life of others. This for me is key. Those are 3 M's. I want people to have more meaning in their life, make money, more money, and lead movement or be part of movement to create change in the world. This is what I talk in my podcast. If you go and listen to my podcast, Meaningful Work, Meaningful Life, this is what it's all about: meaning, money, and movement. So here I am. That is my mission, actually. This is what I'm here to do. So, so being online this day, as I say, I have chosen to be online and this kind of lifestyle, but today is no longer an option because, back in 2008, when I could work from anywhere, from anywhere and doing anything that I wanted, now these circumstances make everybody want to now come and learn online and really understand how the online work. So we need to really understand how to make online work, how to earn, how we can lead also virtually, because for the last 2 years I've been also leading like a big program with another American organization where we have more than 200 women business entrepreneurs online, a 1-year program where we take them through to really help them digitally to improve their business throughout the year. So this is not a lifestyle choice anymore. This is now a necessity that I've been telling everybody for the last 10 years, that online is here to stay. This is not a fad, and everybody needs to learn the tools and the skills to really trade online as well. So being present online in a valuable way is the new way. You need to be online to add value to people, to your customers, to your prospect, and also adding new source of revenues. We're going to see later on some kind of digital asset that you can create to add some new digital new source of revenues also in your portfolio. And now more than ever, I believe that the world needs good content, positive voices, and good leaders to coach them, whether it's through life and in their business. So creating a clear content strategy that outlines how we are going to share your knowledge and empower others is really essential, because online, what do you look online? You look at content online. Online is all about content. So you need to know how to create those contents actually to be top of mind. So now is the right time to have your strong personal presence, because as you know, all before even we got to this place, the digital technology has disrupted many traditional economy, and the technology has become now cheaper and more sophisticated, and much more business were moving online. You know all about Amazon, Uber, and all the retail who have now a physical or online presence that you can click and collect. Now you can't collect anymore. You can just click and then they deliver. So everybody has moved online or has some part of their business online. So, and the internet has infiltrated all aspects of our life. So when you are looking for something today, what do? You go online, you search, you Google. Google become even part of our vocabulary now. So we say, have you Googled something? So when you are looking for a service, providers, any kind of insurance, where do you go? You go online. Anything, you go online. And during this quarantine as well, the internet or the online world is what also is keeping us connected and productive. Every day, everybody is now online. So which means that you have access to a vast marketplace. So if you are not online now, this is the time to jump in. These figures are right before the quarantine. So now I'm sure that all those figures have double or triple, or I don't know where those figures are now. But before the quarantine, these were the figures that we have. For example, Facebook has got more than 2.41 billion users. That's half of the population on Facebook. LinkedIn, more than 300 million, Twitter, 330 million active users, YouTube also half of the population, unique users are there. Instagram, a quarter of 1 billion. All those figures are now more, I'm sure, have exploded with everybody getting online. Snapchat, 294 million, and I think that you might have heard about the new social media channel that is up and coming, which is TikTok, which has almost 1 billion. I'm sure that now is more than 1 billion now. So if internet, is here and is all over the place, and these also constitute a vast marketplace, because those same people who are online are your potential customer or your potential audience that you normally get offline, but they are now just online, and they have a mechanism to really look at your service and product that you are selling. So now, what are the challenges usually that people have online? People usually, when they get online, sometimes previous efforts have not paid off, and this is like some of the most common challenges that I see people have online. So either they don't have, they say they don't know how to gain clients, rather than some people who just follow them on social media, or perhaps how to get repeat business, how to find new clients on the internet, how to market on shoestring budgets, which is what many small business owners are struggling with, is the budget, also that marketing budget to market, how to plan social media activity without being overloaded. Some people are very overloaded because they don't know how to streamline all the activities, and how to also create engaging content that create interaction, how to do that, how to use keywords on Google to get noticed, how to get value for your money, how to find time to interact, how to create content, how to convert visits into followers. And all those things are all the challenges that people tell me that they are having online. And but I also see a lot of mistakes that people also make when they go online, and why they don't get the results that they are looking for. And some of them are here. They have a scattergun approach, and for some period they'll say, well, let's do SEO, which is a search engine optimization, or they hear somebody say, no, this time you should go and do some pay-per-click, Google AdWords, or go to do Facebook ads. Facebook ads is hot at the moment, go and do that. Or no,
Hi, have we lost Francine?
okay.
I've just unmuted everyone. I think we've lost Francine for a moment.
Yes.
So we'll just wait for her to come back in. New technology, eh? Let me see if I can get hold of her.
There she is.
Oh, here we are. Okay, I'll mute everyone else again.
Hello, what happened? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I just muted everyone again. Francine, we lost you completely.
Yes, I don't know what happened actually. So where were you when you lost me?
Just when you were going on to that that next slide. Take us back to your screen share.
So were you here when you lost me?
The one before that.
This one?
Yes.
Okay, super. Yes, so I was explaining that there is usually what makes people actually, why people are not successful online, because they have this scattergun approach and they try all those different techniques, but actually you should definitely move towards having a single good strategy. Let me go back again. Yes, so because there is no magic actually online, so you need to make sure that the most successful business actually don't just focus on one technique. They use what I call an integrated strategy to get in front of their customer constantly. And most of that can be automated, so then you are not overloaded. So now the 3 key factors to succeed online and build a profitable online presence. I'll share with you those 3 factors. The first one is, are you findable? So if I Google you or the service that you offer today, what would I say? Would I see great content that as a potential customer, I can find very enticing and want to find more? Or actually, I'm not finding anything actually. So, if I Google you, so this is something that you should ask yourself. If I Google you, your name or the service that you offer, do your business come to the top or not? So if that is not the case, you need to create a body of work that is very useful to your audience. And then we're going to see how to do that in a moment. Because without content, you don't exist. That is simple of that. Internet is about content. So if you don't have yourself, what is your expertise, if you haven't created some content that is attached to you online, that simply means that people are not going to find you. So you need to then create this content, a lot of content, and what I call your digital assets that we're going to see in a moment. So those digital assets here, they are blogs, they are video, they are white papers, they are ebook, they are sponsored content, they are podcasts, they are infographic, they are tools, calculator, that's not calculator, it's calculator, quizzes and newsletters. All those things are digital assets that you should have. If I go in your business today, how many of those type of assets do you have? Can you type in the chat how many of those assets that you say that you have at the moment for your business or for yourself? Steve, can you see anything? So 3, okay, that's cool. 5, that's lovely. Steve has 5. Who else? So, okay, so those are the digital assets that you should have. And now this is one of the first things that you should know. The second thing you should know, actually, second thing is that the first thing is to have your digital asset. The second thing is how distinct are you? So because not all content is equal. So, are you sharing a unique perspective? Because everybody is unique, even if you don't think so. But your content, how unique and distinct is that to your customer or your potential audience? And there are at least 5 ways to find how unique you are, because some people actually tell me they struggle to know how to, how unique they are. So one of the first thing is that you can look at all your life experience. This is one thing to make you unique. So if you are coming, what actually have you learned in your life to make you to make your perspective unique? The second thing is who you know, the kind of people that you know, the kind of industry, the kind of network that you have is also another way to make you unique and create a unique content. A third thing is your original viewpoint, how original your viewpoint is. This is exactly the same thing that everybody else is saying, or yours is quite different. And the fourth thing is your big why. Do you share with other people why you do what you do? Actually, so many successful businesses actually lead and have biggest success with this big why, like some Apple and those big tech company, usually they don't lead with their product, they lead with the why and why they are doing things to make the world a better place, etc. So those are things that people actually connect with. A fifth thing is your imagination. Somebody like Elon Musk has an imagination that's so wide. So you can come up with so much different things, and creating different things, and have your imagination as your uniqueness. Or you can also look at the sixth thing, if you still haven't figured out what makes you unique with all those five things, is the feedback of others. What people tell you every single time, what your customer tell you, why they keep coming back to you all the time. So all those 6 points can really help you to really determine where you are unique and how unique you are. So now we can also look at the second factor, or the third factor. This is the third factor, is, are you in the right place? Factor number 3, are you in the right place? So are you in the right channel, on the right channel that your customer or your ideal client are looking for? Because creating content is not enough. You need to be also where your ideal clients are. If you're on some platform that your ideal customers are not, now is the time to evaluate where your ideal clients are and be on that channel, and make that as your primary channel. So if you are, for example, an HR person and then you are not on LinkedIn, this is your platform that you should go and really build your content strategy there. Or if you are somebody who sells, let's say, cupcakes, or so you should go on Instagram, for example, because you can showcase all your visual, you can take photos of all your cupcake or any kind of physical product you have and really create those nice little image. So you need to make sure that you pick the right channel, so then you don't spend your time in the wrong channel, just wasting your time there. And also, which partners can help you? Do you have partners? Do you have allies, people that amplify the content that you're sharing? If you don't have, you can also go and look at places, and find some partners to really help you to share your content. So now these are the 3 key factors to make you successful online. And now let's go into the content strategy itself. The content strategy itself has 5 pillars. And before we get to there, let's define what is content strategy. In essence, actually, content strategy and content marketing strategy are 2 different things in essence, but sometimes we collapse them into content strategy for short. So content strategy itself is creating, publicating, managing, using useful content to help your organization to realize its full potential. So it covers all the documents in your company, anything that you can produce in your company, from your mission statement, vision statement, your core values, all the legal stuff, all the sales, and all the marketing documentation. All this is part of your content strategy for your company. But content strategy also, as Scott Abel say, is helps to manage content as business asset. And today in this world, content is definitely a business asset. If you don't have proprietary content that you own, it's like you don't have much assets. You need to have proprietary content to actually protect. And content marketing strategy itself actually focuses on ways to engage an audience using the content to drive profitable behavior. But in this case, and just so you know, that content strategy is like bigger than a content marketing strategy. But in this kind of webinar, we are kind of collapsing content marketing as content strategy, because the part that I'm teaching you in this webinar is related a little bit much more towards content marketing. But know that content strategy, a wider content strategy, encompasses everything that you have in your business. So why content strategy matters? So because, as I said earlier, all the life decisions are increasingly begin online with search. This is where you need to go. And then consumer today have so much sites they can go to, like some site like TripAdvisor if they are looking for their holiday destination, or for Amazon. Those are places that I know that if I need to buy a book, I go on Amazon. This is a website I know that I can go to. However, if you are not Amazon, or you are not those well-known websites that people know that they should go there straight to find their need, what can you do? So you need to be able to be found online, and this is critical, and this is what content actually, and having content is going to help you. So you are able to transform your offer into something that your customer are already searching or creating a need for it. So if people perhaps don't know that they need it, once they see your content, they will say, wow, okay, this is something that I should be trying, or this is something I should be doing. So also, if some people are not already searching for your content, if they come across your content, that can create also a need for them. And then the common business mistake that people create when they are doing their content strategy is actually, those are things that you shouldn't be doing, is broadcasting the features and the benefit of their product. Content strategy is not about advertising your product. It's about creating a content that is useful to your audience. And another thing is that, when they broadcast finally a content that they think that they have produced, they post that, and then people comment or ask question or like, and then they don't respond, they don't open, they don't do anything. So if it's you, if you're not commenting, you're not responding to the comment, or are not liking or engaging with the content that you are creating, you should be doing that. And sometimes they post also are so over promotional and not educational. So they create content but it's all about the company, all about the company, all about the company, and nothing for the customer, and educating the customer, or getting to the need of the customer. And also another mistake people do is to rely on their own content also in their content strategy overall, because you don't have to create everything by yourself. You can also share or curate, we call that, curate content from other places that relate to the wider thing that you're achieving. And also another thing that mistake people do is targeting the wrong audience or talking to everybody. Your content needs to be targeted to your ideal customer. If you're talking to everybody, you're not talking to anyone, we say in marketing. So making sure that you're talking to the right audience, and then we're going to see in a moment how to do that, how to really define your customer and make sure that you're talking to the right audience is very, very important. The benefit of content marketing is to show thought leadership, to educate your audience. That's what content marketing is for. And it's also using that as evergreen assets to drive more traffic to your site, to improve search for your online visibility, and to target audience, because with your content, when you optimize your content, we call that, search engine are able to pick that when people are looking for your content. It's also about building useful to build your list, to grab people's email, because today in this place, people have a lot of people on their email list. If you're a business owner and you have collected your email, the email list of your potential customer, your current customer, it's easy to send them some offers. So if you haven't collected any kind of emails or data, you're kind of starting from scratch. So it's very important to also use that to build your list. And build your relationship and have two-way conversation to learn from people needs, and also to have this conversation to really improve also your product and service. So it's also about growing your employer brand. So if you're an employer or if you're recruiting, when people also see your content, they also see the kind of company you are. So that makes them also attracted to your company, and then they can also see the kind of company you are, and they will join you. Is also about brand awareness and attract partners and media attention. If you are the expert in your field and then you are producing good quality content, at the moment media is also looking for so many different experts that they can invite onto their platform to talk about specific things. So if you have very well crafted your content strategy and you are known in your field as the guru or the person to go to in this particular topic, The media also is going to contact you. That's how I have been contacted so many times from LinkedIn to come and speak internationally because of my content and the content that I produce. So it is very important that you really target and you create a specific content strategy for yourself. Because without a clear strategy, content publishing can be a total waste of time. You can spend so much money creating content, but if it's not inside a clear content strategy, it's going to be very, wasting your time and no impact on your bottom line. So the 5 pillars to create a winning content strategy, here we are. The first one, your business objective. You need to be clear, extremely clear. Before you start anything, any content strategy, first, know what your business objectives are. What actually do you want to achieve? Don't even start to create anything until you are very clear about your business objective. Second, your audience. What do they need? But you need, first of all, before creating a content strategy, it is, first of all, understanding your own objective as a business. And the second thing is to understand your audience. What do they need? And 3 is, how can you fulfill both your objectives and your audience need? How do you merge both? And then 4 is how to create a roadmap that actually is going to guide you to achieve your objective. And the 5th is to create that integrated content plan, and we call that also content calendar or editorial calendar. Those are the 5 steps or the 5 pillars to create a winning content strategy. And let's start with the first one. The first one is determining your organizational objective. I always love to say, start with the end in mind. Really, what are you trying to do? Why are you here for? Why did you start your business? What are you trying to achieve? Your top organization goal is going to really dictate why you are using content marketing. You should be very extremely clear about that. Are you trying to drive more sales? Are you trying to get customer retention or, get more loyal customer? Are you looking for more engagement from your current customer or the prospect that you have? Or are you looking to just have a brand awareness of your brand or what you are creating? Or are you looking for customers also to actually spread the word out there, customer evangelism? Or are you looking to attract new leads? So you need to be clear when you start a content strategy, what is it for? Because if you are not clear about that, you can just go into different directions. So here are some examples of organizational objectives that you may have. Let's say that sales, you might want to increase your turnover, let's say from 50 to 60K each month. Or perhaps the customer retention, you want to get 25% of returning customers. Or perhaps for engagement, you want like your followers on LinkedIn or on Instagram or Twitter to have like 2% of them who are more engaged. That means like, comment, or retweet your content. Or perhaps you want to have some brand awareness. That means that be much more visible to your ideal client. Let's say that client is like women business owner between 40 or 50 who are living in big city. This is some kind of ideal client ideas. Or your customer evangelism, you want to get your clients to refer you to new clients. Or lead generation, you want to increase your lead, let's say by 20% each month. So what is that? What are your objectives? So you need to really make sure that you are very clear about those objectives. Now, you also want to determine what is your big priority this year. Do you know what is your big priority this year? Make sure that you know that. Write that down somewhere. Do you want to increase your sale? Get invited to more speaking gigs. Speaking gig now is over because that was bigger part of mine. Getting more publicity in the media, getting more, being a columnist, for example, writing a column in an influential publication. Or perhaps you want to launch a new product, or you want to work with perhaps more high-paying clients. Or, I'll invite you to take a moment to write that down. Write those objectives, because this is very important for you to write, and make sure that you know exactly what you are here for. So the second thing to do is to identify your desired audience. So when you identify your desired audience, you need to understand your customers' needs. So those are clients. They are very, very savvy customer who are looking for products that satisfy the needs. So the needs of customers, we can put them into those 6 human needs that we all have. Is the need for certainty, for example. Certainty is like all the kind of physical, all the security thing, which means like survival. All those things are some of the needs that people have. Other people want to have variety. They want to have status. They want to have connection. Other people want to have some growth. Other people want more, to give more contribution. You need to understand what is driving your ideal customer, actually, because that is going to help you understand where they are at and how you can serve them the best. So because they are not loyal to a single brand, and they are looking for something very unique and valuable, and they are also looking for immediate gain. They are looking for the best deal, and they are on multiple channels, and they are valuing advice of their peer. They leverage social media to connect with their social brand. So you need to understand that this is where the customer is at the moment. Understanding all that is going to help you be in the right frame to really get back to create that valuable content for your customer. So you also need to be inside of their head, the head of your customer, and their avatar, which means that identify your core buyer is going to be very important. If you are selling something at the moment and you haven't understood exactly who is your ideal client, you need to go there, because that is going to really help you very much understand who you are selling to, who are this ideal person is. So you can name that person, give actually a name to the person, who the person is, go beyond demographics and go into psychologic and psychographic to really understand what actually that person value, what are they caring about, what are the problems, what are their currently what are the current problem based on what you're offering, and what actually is the solution that you can provide to solve that specific problem. So you need to have the benefits actually of your product or your solution linked to the deepest need that we saw earlier, one of those 6 human needs that we have. You need to be very much inside of the head of ideal client to be able to create a good content that targets specifically to that audience. If you know that the person is looking to get their next house, and you know how that house is very important, the characteristic of the house that they are looking for, you are going to be able to create a better content strategy than just broadcasting that you are selling house. Understanding their mindset is very important, where they are at the moment. Everybody is looking to for the next survival. What are they trying to do for the next time? How they can find much more money, all those kind of concerns that everybody have, or if they have kids at home, how to make sure that their kids are entertained or stay well and healthy, all those kind of things. So depending on the customer that you have, you need to really understand what is their mindset right now, and what are their needs, and what you can offer to fulfill those needs. So what you need to also consider for that audience when you are creating your content is to consider the 5 stages of the customer journey for your persona. So for any persona, we have all 5 stages that we go through. The first thing is awareness. They need to be aware that you exist. So the content that you are creating when they are at the stage of awareness is not going to be the same content that you're going to create when they're considering actually buying or something that you're offering. And then when they're also getting to the inquiring phase, that means that now they know that you exist. They consider, wow, that might be a product that I may need. So now they make an inquiry. Also, the content that you create for that inquiry stage is totally different for the first two phases. And then when they come to the purchase phase, this is also another type of content that you can create. And also retention. After they purchase, your relationship doesn't stop there. You still need to create some retention strategy and create some content to keep them engaged once they have finished also buying. So you need to create content for all those 5 stages. This is, again, you're understanding why a strategy is very important. So you think about all those things in advance rather than just reacting as you go, really. So that's one. So the third point for the roadmap or the content strategy pillars is to align your audience need to your objective. So which content of your business can you produce to help customer and accomplish also your goals in a sustainable way? Because it's not about just getting your customer all the knowledge they want and not considering your goal. You need also you need to consider what the customer is searching right now, the popular topic. The popular topic to search how they what actually they are looking for right now. You go on Google Planner and then you tap the keyword based on the business that you are at the moment. You can also go on social media and look at what actually is going on the social media. You need to be listening. You need to go out and listen to what actually people are searching at the moment. And then you need to survey them as well. So if you have already some customer, you should send them a survey to ask them what are their current needs right now, because sometimes you can't just guess. You have to ask them to know what actually they need. And another thing that you can also do is to spy on your competition. So is to check on your competition website what actually is going on, what are they offering, so that can give you a clue or what you also can offer to the same customer. The other thing is to find your competitive advantage. So what actually do you have that makes you the angle that you're going to take that is going to make you stand out when you are creating that. You have a unique technology or unique heritage that you can put forward, or perhaps you have much more like deep market insight, or what actually is your actually competitive advantage. This is important to get. And also is about telling your story. We all know that story touch people more than facts and statistics and things like that. And it's not actually sometimes about how revolutionary your product is about how to connect emotionally with your audience. Connect emotionally with your audience and understanding that and showing them that you understand their needs and that you care for them. It can sometimes go way further than having a technology, the latest technology actually that you can offer to them. So you need to pick where is your advantage and how you are looking to position. So this is actually, I don't know if you all know about this brand, which is Proper Corn. They launched back in 2011, I think, yes. They are now called Proper, it's just for short, but they used to be called Proper Corn. They are great at transforming something that is as banal as popcorn into a fashion highly desirable brands, because they understand so much their customer. They have master storytelling, and they have used also online digital and content strategy to position their brand in the mind of the customer as the go-to brand. So here is the story of Popcorn. She's a Cassandra. She says, my father was a hopeless cook but made the best popcorn. So you see already how she started. So this is how she's leading what she actually is producing. Get a popcorn, to launch a popcorn in a saturated market of alternative snacking is not easy, or is not like obvious, but she has managed actually to get to the mind of the audience that she wanted to target with her popcorn to get to that place. So here is her story. The story actually she started with is that there was unhappy people were unhappy with existing manufacturing methods. And then she came up with the idea of tumbling the corn, a technique that she first tried and using a cement mixer. So she mixed that with oil and using a water gun and threw in a handful of seasoning. But actually, the pain that she was also solving of the customer was that she has chosen which pain she wanted to solve. She wanted to solve the pain for hungry snackers who wanted something healthier than crisps. We all know that some people actually for snacks, they will go for crisps and things like that. So this is the positioning and the people that she was looking to attract. She didn't want to attract anybody who is hungry, and is looking for snack. But some people wanted something very healthier than crisps. So she went on to actually create this solution that is something that was healthy and tasty and that will appeal to the masses that she was talking to. So, and what she also did is that she associates her brand with fashion and design and lifestyle brands because she understood the customer and the connection that the customer wanted. She wanted to target those cool millennials. So therefore, she associated the brand with fashion, design, and lifestyle brand rather than fast-moving consumer goods like any kind of biscuits or sugar or confectionery will be. So this appealed very much to people who love design, of course, because this is exactly how she wanted to be positioned. Millennials between 25 and 35 years old, aspirational and cool to be seen with a pack of popcorn. So based on that, she has designed her brand and all her content to really match that kind of positioning. So without content, actually, this was to illustrate how you really can go into the mind of your customer to really understand what they are looking for in order to create a good content. So content that is created without consideration for users is really doomed to fail. This is something, if there is something that you have to take away from today, that will be it. You have to consider your users before you create that content. Otherwise, it's just going to be ignored. So you need also to align your users' need to the company objective, as we say, to create that good content strategy. So, and then you can do that with in 5 different ways. You have to define your audience and their interests, as we saw earlier, how Propocon did. You go with a keyword discovery. The way you go is that you need to know what actually your target audience is looking to solve. What actually are the pain points that they have. So if we look, for example, for a topic like wealth or a millennial, for example, we can see that wealth and a niche, for example, for millennial is like a variety of things that they could be looking for. You could be looking like a topic, you can be looking at wealth millennial, you can be looking at high income millennial. Those are keywords that you're now looking for based on this problem that you're solving. So you can go and see like high income millennial. This is just moving. High income millennial. So then you can also check affluent millennial, for example. You use a variation of terms to make sure that you have enough keywords to find. And then you can also look at wealthy millennials, high income millennials, to see actually which sites come up. So you tap those in Google. Then you see what actually is appearing. When you go and you type high income millennial, you can see in Google some sites are coming, and then you can see that what kind of pain or interest those people have. For those type of high income millennial, for example, it can be buying home, have love and marriage, access but not ownership. You know that millennial sometimes don't like ownership. They prefer having access to something. This is how Uber and Airbnb really explode, because people are looking for access rather than ownership. They are looking perhaps for wellness. They are looking, to eat right, exercising, etc. So if you are targeting millennial, for example, you know that these are the things that are important to them, because your discovery, your keyword discovery show you that. So now you can also start doing the keyword research based on what your audience wants. And you can also get onto the ads. Usually when you type those keywords, now that you put like buying home, for example, you can just see on Google, when you put that in Google, you can check what actually your audience wants. Look at the ad. The ads are the first links that come at the top of Google that show ads. You can see the ad there and see what actually they are promoting. They are promoting what actually you can see what, when you see those ads, you know that people are searching those type of product or service. This is why the ads are there and they are performing, because if the ads were not performing, they will drop their ads. So you know that they are performing because they are there. So click on that and check their landing page. Their landing page is their homepage where the ad is going, is linking to. Check that and see the gap. So you may find that there are needs that your site is not meeting. If you have already designed a content strategy and a website, you can check actually what actually those websites are offering, which content you can provide based on what you are finding. And you can also determine the gap and the top keywords in this area to make sure that those keywords are relevant. You need to have a high visibility. So this is very important, to find the gaps between what you find, when you are searching for the keywords, and what actually you have. This enables you to find already where the gap is based on what is popular and what you have right now. The second thing is that when you focus your keyword search, now you have some ideas of the specific needs of the point of your ideal audience and persona. So now you need to really define that persona and their needs to really target specifically what they are searching. So in our previous example, if we have our millennial target audience, and we know that what is important to them is wellness or housing, we take that topic and then we go and discover all the keywords, the best keywords to target and incorporate based on what actually is coming. When we put all the wellness and housing in Google, we see all the keywords that are coming and how relevant those are for our targets, our content. So, and then we need to prioritize. We need to prioritize the content and the topic based on the relevance and the search volume. So you can go on Google Planner or Uber Search, Uber Suggest actually. Those are some tools that show you the keywords and the volume of the keyword, how people are, the kind of keyword that people search and the volume of those keywords. And then based on the volume, you kind of prioritize the one that are highly searched. So I'll invite you to create and store a keyword list. So using those tools as well for your own content. Then the next step is to look at the competition. The competition can really inform you about which content to really actually have. So the first thing is that look at the category of all the keywords that you've seen. So when you look at those keywords, you can also see which websites come on top. So go and check those websites, the website that of your competitor. Type that and see which website comes as at the top of the list, and pick the 5 links that are coming from the search. So when you see which actually link are appearing, take a note of that as well. So this is the next step. So look at the competition, see the 5 top list that is coming, and when you use Google, don't also just stop at Google. You can also go on Yahoo and Bing. I know that these days people don't use anything else than Google, but you can still still see other people that are ranking on those other search engine than Google. Use Yahoo, use Bing as well, and write all the competition site that come on those three search engine for the first 5 that are appearing for the first on those 3 engines. And then learn from them, learn from your competition. What can you learn? You can actually go into inspect element. This is like a trick that you can do. So we can do that later if we want to show you how to do that. You can go on inspect element actually to use and to on the website, you click on the competition website, you go on to inspect element, and then you right click, and then when you look at view page, you're going to see that there are some keywords that those competition have used to appear on the top of Google ranking. So, and obviously this is not just that, but it's usually a good indication of the keyword that they are using. That is going to give you a good indication on what actually is the most popular keyword that people are searching for, because they can also use keywords in the body of the content itself, but using going in the meta in the head, in the Google Chrome, for example, you right click and you go on inspect element, you're going to see a small box that show you some of the content that or the keywords that your competition is using. So now when you are on their website, also look at what makes them different and remarkable. So, as I say, you need now to go beyond the tags and the content, the keyword that they also use, and look at the product that they are selling, the features that actually make people that that people want to visit, and not just visit one, but visit repeatedly. So do they have like a sign up form? Check if they have some link, check if they have, email to their friend, check if they have like a Facebook, a social media account. Go and visit your competition site and see the first top one, not the one that are not performing well, because the one that are performing well definitely tell you why they're performing well when you look and you explore their universe and what actually they are doing. So you check their website, you check their social media, and you see what actually makes them sticky and lovable to the customer and why they are ranking so high. So also when you are browsing your competition site, ask yourself, what am I learning by looking at their offering? What specific thing you can also add to make it more interesting for your audience and, get them to your site instead. So this is like very key when you are trying to create a content strategy, because you can learn from what is performing well already rather than starting from scratch. So, and you need to look at your site from your customer perspective, from your persona perspective, and see if they can accomplish their goal on their competition side or on your side. So if they can accomplish on the competition side, why should they come to you? You need to find the gap, what your competition is not covering, that you can cover as well. So is it easy perhaps on your site to find the information that your customer is looking for? What product are they looking for? Is it easy to subscribe to something that you're offering? What will give them a reason to come back? What are you offering for them to come back? So these are very specific things that you should be looking for. And make sure that you catch what's the gap between the competition and what actually you have as well. And then finally, also compare those top 5 competition offer and your own. So make sure that their social media, the resources, the tools, and how they promote themselves, you have a list of all that, because that is going to inform your own content strategy. What do they have that you don't have? How active are they? How do they collect email? Do they collect email? Do you collect emails? And make sure that what you could provide is different from what you have seen your competitor is providing already. So therefore, you're going to tell your competition or your audience, this is what I can offer that my competition is not offering. This should be the key thing that you should be doing to make sure that your content strategy is robust, is solid, because you have done your research, you have done your market research, you know who are the top people coming in your industry or your field, and how you also can position differently to complement what the customer is searching. And then you just need to prioritize what you're going to do first, because you're not going to do everything at the same time. You need to prioritize what is the first thing that I'm going to do. You know, if you know that there are many different things that is lacking in your website, make a list of all of them and just pick the first thing and then the next. So pick obviously the most impactful thing that is going to make a difference first, before getting to the next and the next, to avoid being overwhelmed. So I have provided some content calendar actually as resource that you can use later, that is going to help you actually creating this stronger content calendar. I'm going to share those with you later. And the fourth thing in the content strategy is to create your roadmap. That means that you need to create a purpose-driven content mission statement, which is simple to say what actually you are trying to do. For example, you need to recap your business goal, and what is your content is trying to achieve. So is it, again, as we say earlier, for brand awareness? Is it for lead generation? Is it to position your company as a thought leader? You need to make sure that the goal, the core audience, your content strategy mission include that. Your goal, the core audience that you will help, to deliver that, and what valuable experience that you want to deliver at each stage of the journey that makes your approach different. So this Week in China actually is a website, but from HSBC actually. So HSBC doesn't have just like a website from HSBC, but they have like a sub website called Week in China, and the mission for that, what they are producing as content on that specific website, is that they give context and commentary of the key business trends emerging from China, from a combination of Chinese and English language source in the press and on internet. Having that as key or strategy mission statement is going to focus them when they are going to publish something. They always go back to the mission, understanding, is this actually going within the whole strategy of what I want to do or not? If it's not, that is not going to go in there, and then that is helping them to stay on point, to stay on mission as well. And finally, you need to create and craft this integrated content plan. And an integrated content plan includes 4 things. You need obviously to create your brand, your content. You need to distribute, you need to engage, and you need to measure. So a content calendar actually is going to help you create the content, and I'm going to share a template with you, a free template with you. And you need to make sure that you create a content calendar and you break that down for the next 12 months. It's easier than you think. People look at that sometimes and say, yeah, 12 months, I can't create 12 months, it's too much. But actually, creating 12 months of content is not about creating the whole content that you're going to do, but it's about creating subtopic, key topics, what is coming up in the industry, which event is coming up, what are the seasonal events that is coming in your industry, and your own campaign also that you may be creating. So this actually is easier done than you think. And then the second thing is to create a distribution plan. When you create your content, the content itself is nothing if you can't distribute that. How are you going to distribute that? You need to have your own website. Obviously, I hope that everybody has a website. You need to have some emailing system to ensure that you send that to your subscribers and things like that. You need to have blog. You need to have social media presence. You need to use organic reach and sometimes some paid reach. You need to have also like some videos, some offline, or some webinars, some events and partners and some listing for all those things. But you don't need to do everything at the same time, as I'm saying. You just need to know which plan you're going to use specifically. Those are ideas to show you what you can be doing. And then you need to engage with your customer, create that two-way conversation. Again, I said earlier, this is not about broadcasting, it's about creating this two-way conversation. And then measure You know, you need to measure what it is that you want to achieve. At the beginning, you knew what was your objective. If you want to create 2% of retention or engagement of your customers or your followers online, for example, you need to measure that. You know, you need to use Google Analytics. You need to use the social media metrics that are included within each social media to track your results. Are you performing as you think or not? If you are not, you might want to actually change or, you know, iterate, or, you know, drop something, try something else, etc. So that is just an example of what, again, our PropCon actually has created as integrated content plan that I can show you. So their social media presence for now is like Twitter. They have like a social media presence on Twitter, on Instagram. They use hashtag. I hope that you know how to use and why hashtag is very, very important, especially on Instagram and Twitter. You need to make sure that you pick the right social media for PropCon, which is some kind of mass, product. Obviously, it makes sense to be on there. And you notice that they are not on LinkedIn, or if they are on LinkedIn, at least they are not very, you know, it's not like their primary channel. Why? Because they are something visual, they are something for the mass. So therefore, they pick the right channel where they should be on. So you can all even see that their Instagram is the most popular one because it has 47.2 thousand followers, followed by Facebook and then Twitter. And then they use the hashtag PropCon. You need to have a hashtag for your business as well, or a hashtag that people can follow and talk about your product. So that is very important as well in your strategy. And what they do also, they leverage London Fashion Week and the hashtag of London Fashion Week, which is hashtag LFW. They leverage that. They leverage, obviously, offline marketing as well. So they use these buses, tube, and events as well to make sure that they have a great content strategy. This is like just, and then in 8 years, so this PropCon, which is like just popcorn, in 8 years, their annual sales have been is more like 15 million plus. That was the figures back in 2016, but they are growing, and they are selling more than 3 million bags of popcorn per month in 16 European countries. Just what a small popcorn can do when you are able to craft a very well integrated content plan or content strategy and leverage a brand to make sure that you talk to your customer, your ideal customer. Other people will join, but you need to talk to your ideal customer to attract them in the first place, and then other people will join as well. So those are the free resources that you can I'll give you access later. The editable content calendar that you can use for your business, and also a video that explains how to use that calendar as well. So the summary for that content strategy is 1, you need to determine your organization objectives. 2, identify your desired audience. 3, align your audience needs and your business objectives. 4, create a roadmap. And 5, create an integrated content plan. So here we go for this content strategy and how you can really, really make sure that you have crafted a content strategy that is going to work for you and also work for the audience, because you know them so well. This is very important. You know them so well, then you can craft your content strategy. So if you want to go further, very briefly, I'm going to share with you something that I'm offering for the next 2 weeks coming up, is how, if you want to know how to also sell your expertise online. I've told you about the 7 pillars here. Those are the 7 pillars that I break down in the book, Personal Branding in the Digital Age. And then we're on the pillar number 6. What we just covered today is just like a fraction of the pillar number 6 that I'm covering here. So I'm offering then a 4-week step step-by-step online training to create and market your first digital product. If this is something that you wanted to do, this is an opportunity for you to learn how to do that. I'm going to show you how to do that step by step. So I'm going to cover all the 7 steps. First of all, because sometimes people are not very sure about what's their vision, what's their mission, what their values. All of that are covered in the pillar number 1 up to the 7th step, which is build your community. So we're going to cover that. We're going also to learn how to create digital product. That means how you create ebook, how you create PDF, how you create videos, how you create online courses and attach that to your website to make money out of them. And how also to understand the smart passive suite model that I also talked about in my book to monetize all the digital asset that you can going to create. So the model that you can use to do that, we're going to cover that. We're also going to cover the tools and strategies to promote your digital product online. As you've seen, when you create that is not enough. You need to make sure that people know about the product that you have created. So we're going to learn about that as well. So, and what is included? So that is going to be access to the training modules. We're going to have 4 weekly live group calls that are also going to be recorded. So if you can't attend those live calls, the recording are going to be available. You're going to access workbooks, worksheets, and some kind of templates, anything that you need really to create your digital product. And then the list of all the digital tools you need to understand, actually, not all of them, but the one that you need to know to create those digital products that are going to be essential to create your digital product. And so that's, and then you also have some bonus. I'm going to give you a bonus, which is on audit of your online presence. That means like covering all the content that you have at the moment and what's the gap actually, what's actually is going on in your content and where you can bridge the gap. And also a one-to-one strategic call with you to go through that. You're going to also get my ebook and the audiobook of my book, Personal Branding in the Digital Age. So all of them are available right now, is on my website. If you go to francinebeleyi.com/sell your expertise, you're going to see that. And the investment for that is £299 for all the 4 weeks program. And you get also a 15-day money back guarantee. If you don't like that for some reason, after 2 weeks, you can get your money back. And the course is starting on Monday, 27th of April. So if you have any question whatsoever, you let me know. So this is what of the thing that some people are saying. Nicola Lucy, who is the founder of Feminine Principle, she said that I've been working with Francine to help me with my digital strategy. I cannot begin to tell how much the experience has helped me to completely redefine my business. So yes, I have many other people, you know, hundreds of people with their content strategy or with their strategy, business strategy in general. To grow and make sure that they thrive in the digital age, because the digital is here. We are here to stay, and now is the time to really understand how the digital works and how to make sure that everybody online, actually who is online, have access to what you need to offer, what you have to offer. So if you have any question, now is the time to ask that. Thank you. So, is there any question? Let me check. Where is the chat? Any question? Steve, can you hear me? Yeah, I can see you. Yeah. Is it frozen again?
No, is everyone online?
Cool. Okay. So is there any question? Any thought, any question?
Can everyone hear it okay? Alex, Judy, I can see that your microphones are muted. And Toby at Crew Energy. Okay, does anyone have any questions for Francine?
Okay, thanks, Deidre. No question, but just wanted to say thank you. A lot of positive ideas. I hope that you're going to implement some of them.
Yep, certainly will.
Great.
I thought the human need was very useful.
Yes, the human needs are very important because you need to understand what actually is people are looking for before you can serve them positively, because we can come with our own product and services, but people have their own needs. Now, how can you understand that need to actually serve them best? That's what you should be looking at. So rather than just giving them your product and service as you think they should.
Yeah, very much matching what they need and want.
Yeah.
Yeah, Francine, I'd just like to say that it was excellent, really detailed, and gave us a great overview of what we need to do online. But sometimes, you know, that felt like a whole new job, a whole new career.
Yes.
When you've got to do that on top of what you're doing, you know, how did people get started? How do you chunk it down?
Yes, you chunk it down very easily because, again, as I say, I gave you the whole picture, the whole strategy. Now, it's just starting with the first thing. What is your objective? The business objective. You just start there. Again, I talked about prioritization. When you understand your objective, the second thing is go for your business, your customer's objective. Just that is about organizing that. Having a map is like having a full map of London. It doesn't mean that you have to go in every place in London, does it? You just pick, well, okay, today I'm just going to be just at the station of Balaam. That is it. That small point, right? So you don't have to go everywhere in London. Having a map doesn't mean that you have to do everything at the same time, but at least you understand what you are moving towards. This is why a content strategy is there. And then after, you just create a small content plan. As I say, the content strategy for 12 months, when you create that, after each month, you can look at that very specific every single month. At the beginning of the month, you know, what am I trying to achieve during this month? Because not having a strategy is what actually makes people overwhelmed, because they just feel that, yeah, let's just go. But having a map, at least you know that this is what it looks like. I need to know what's my objective. I need to understand the customers. I need to match my objective to the customer, and I need to create a roadmap. And the roadmap, you don't need to go there in one go. The roadmap is a roadmap. You know, okay, this is what I need to do today. This is what I need. And having that list is top of your mind. You always know what you have to do. You have to do them all. This is what prioritization does. And this is what, when I also help with people, I show them exactly. You don't need to be overwhelmed. This is what you need to do this month. This is what you need to do the other month. This is how you need to track what you are doing. And it's step by step. It doesn't have to be overwhelmed. Now, yes, I gave you the whole picture because of the content strategy and how to use that, but each of them can take like a month to develop, actually. So yeah, so it's not, this actually should make your life much more easier than planning, than just going and doing things off the hook and not getting any results because you don't know really what you are going towards.
All right. Francine, I'm just going to mute everyone. So bear with me for a second.
Yeah. Jill, no question. Deidre. Or
okay, so we were getting
thoughts.
a lot of we were getting a lot of background noise there. If anyone's got a question, you can now unmute yourself and ask it. But I suppose from my point of view, you know, at the beginning, Francine, you really took us back to this is your opportunity. And it's an opportunity to realize your bigger picture, that we have so much more to give than we believe we do, and how it's a chance to step up and be a leader. So for me, breaking it down into chunks is a huge issue. And I absolutely agree with you that I sometimes get totally overwhelmed by all the things that I have to do, and I probably don't have a roadmap. So you outlined your course, and that seems absolutely fantastic. But do you have any other products or tips, i.e. sort of templates, roadmaps that people can utilize to break down smaller bits of it?
Yeah, there are tons of roadmap, but you need to know which time of roadmap. So if you want, you know, for anybody who want to explore where they need to start, this is where actually they can book a call with me actually to explore that. So to see actually what that roadmap can be for them. That is like now a personalized roadmap. This is much more like a general roadmap that you can still do in your own time if you want to. But if you want to have like a very customized roadmap based on your own business and want to make like those steps, and you have clear goal, or even if you don't have clear goal and you say, I have no clue what I'm up to, so we can all actually also clarify those, what those can look like, you know, what those objectives look like, or perhaps you just realize that this is no longer a business you want to do. That's happened as well. So people just realize of that, hey, this is the time to just reset. So now my real passion, this is what it is. This is what I take usually the 7 step. This is where I take people through, you know, all the 7 steps. The first pillar is that bit where you actually realize that perhaps, you know, I have other dreams. So this is the time for me to now realize this dream that I put on the back for many, many years. Now is the time that, you know, I want to achieve those dreams. I've seen many people actually shifting totally what they were doing, perhaps either in their corporate job or in this type of business, but really, really wanted to serve another type of customers. And then they just felt that, you know, this is not no longer working for them. It's realizing what is your bigger purpose, what is your bigger need, what is your bigger vision. Then you kind of break that down. And because if you don't have that clarity, it's going to be very, very difficult. But now is the right time. We are all at home. Take some time in the evening, write to yourself, am I really happy in what am I doing? If the answer is no, so ask yourself, why not? What is missing? What is missing in my life? What if one of the exercises I like giving to people is that if you earn 100 million today, what are you going to do? What's your life look like? So, and then people always go by say, oh, well, yes, I will be doing this thing. I will be doing that thing. Now is the time to reset. This is why I say at the beginning, this is the time to reset, to go back to your real core, your what is really, really important to you, your real values. Were you living your values before? If you were not living them, now is the time to list them all. Take some time to really understand what it really, really matters to you and take action from there, because this time is the time to get to what I call authentic leadership. That means coming from within and what we are passionate about. My own passion is really empowering people to find what makes them unique. That's really my passion, and make them visible, obviously, get that uniqueness, being visible. But the ultimate goal for me is to make an impact. Even the book I wrote is called How to Make a Difference in a Connected World. That's how it ended. So the whole purpose is that meaning, getting meaning for what you're doing, whatever you're doing in business, in life. Are you happy? If you're not, why not? So therefore, you
lovely,
need to.
Francine. I don't think we have any more questions. Does anyone have? If anyone's got a question, just raise your hand and I'll unmute you if you can't. Okay. should we end this meeting now, Francine?
Cool. Okay. Thank you so much for being on the call. So it was a pleasure to have you. So if you have any question, you know, you can email me. You know, if you want the slide of the webinar, also let me know, and then I can email that to you. So thank you very much. It was a pleasure to be with you again. Thanks, Steve, for hosting this webinar.
Thank you very much, Francine. I think we all got a lot out of it. Probably too much. There was so much content in there, but I thought it was absolutely brilliantly presented. And yeah, thank you everyone for attending.
Thank you.
If you've got any
Thanks
feedback,
for
please
organising.
do send it to me. Okay. So
Okay, bye.
bye-bye then.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.